What is going on, JAG-TALK Nation? And welcome to the Spring Fest 2024 recap and the Ego Magazine drop episode. I am so happy to have you guys. I am your host, Layla Simone, and today I have Miss Jasmine, Kennedy, and James joining me today on the mic, and I'm so excited to have this conversation. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing real good.
It's always good to be by you.
You know what, Miss Jazz? I'm so glad to have you beside me because you know what? We are 1 and 1. We go together real bad. And speaking of going together real bad, I have this dynamic duo right across from me. Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Miss Kennedy and James joining me today. How are you guys feeling?
I'm excited. Ego's out, so I'm excited. I can breathe.
Look.
Breathe.
Okay, look, let's talk about it because you guys have been preparing for this basically this entire semester. So basically it's a rush process to get all of this done. You guys executed it beautifully, and I really want to talk about this today. But before we get into all of that, I want to talk about Spring Fest real quick. We all went to the event so far. I hope. And we're not even done yet because today is the concert. You guys do not want to miss this. Lloyd is the headliner, and I'm here to see Huncho. I'm so sorry to say it. But who are the people you're coming to see for the concert this time?
Oh, for the concert, I'm definitely coming to see Lloyd. You know,
You
we
feel
take
me?
it back to the city. We take it back old school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he hit us with you, but we sliding into the stadium. Yeah, that's what I'm coming to see.
Lloyd is coming to see me. He's coming to see me. I will be up there with him. I've already let everybody know. So y'all will be seeing me perform tonight with Lloyd. Also, I can do a little, feature with Fox Level if they need me to.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
I'm excited for Lloyd. Like, that's who I'm really here for. But I'm outside all Spring Fest. I've been outside all Spring Fest.
Look. Jasmine has been outside, so we're going to talk about it. We've had headphone parties, the farmer's market. We've had Pretty Wednesday, but we did it late night this time. We had Capital City Feud, and we waiting on this concert, and we have Bloodfest on the way. So I want to ask you guys, so far out of all the events that I've listed, what has been your favorite event that you've attended so far?
Pretty Wednesday.
What?
If you know it, Pretty Wednesday go down. Pretty Wednesday go down.
It definitely
I'm
does.
always one for throwing the fit. So,
Baby, let me tell you something. James puts that on. I'm just letting you know. He puts it on every time and does not miss. And you're going to see his beautiful coordination in this Ego magazine that we'll be discussing very, very soon. But I want to ask you guys, after we attended so much of the events, how do you guys balance as students going outside and still making sure you're handling business in the classroom?
Well, for me, first I knew it was coming up. I knew Ego was coming out this week. I knew this week was definitely an outside type of week for me. So I definitely made sure to do the work ahead of time. However, teachers definitely still gave projects, group projects. I don't like those, but we got to do them. So it definitely comes with planning accordingly, even if you have to stay up a little later just to get that work done, but you definitely have to get it done. Especially it's about the end. I'm a senior. We out of here. So, get it done.
yeah. For me, it was definitely prioritizing, just strictly, I'm going to do the work now. I have to get it as soon as I see it. I have to get it because I know this photo shoot, this meeting, this job, this class. You have to do it instantly. So I just do it instantly.
Miss Jazz, how do you balance this out? Because, baby, let's talk about it. Miss Jazz is handling 801. Miss Jazz is handling that classroom. Miss Jazz is getting it done in JAB as well. So I'm trying to figure out, how are we balancing all of these things?
Not gonna lie, it's a learning process. I'm a sophomore. But I try to do my work early. I mean, early is better. But I'm still learning about. Okay, I maybe shouldn't have waited till after Pretty Wednesday. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I put so much effort into this. I'm gonna get it done. But I also gotta make sure I look good for like late night Pretty Wednesday.
Let's talk about looking good, because at late night Pretty Wednesday we had our Greeks out, and I just want to say everybody everybody is back on the yard, and it was a beautiful sight to see. It was a great family reunion. Everybody looked so good. I looked around, everybody was dressed. Everybody, you know, some played with the theme, some did not. And either way, everybody blended beautifully. It was dancing, music, food. You did not want to miss it. So if you missed this Late Night Pretty Wednesday, hopefully we get one again soon. We gonna pray on it. But that's why it's so important to pop out to our events. Our students work very, very hard to make sure that we have the events that we want and the people that we want as well. So it's just very important as students that we support our student leaders. But before we get into ego, I want to get to know a little bit more about you guys, right? So let's talk about it. So I want to talk about hometown, you know, major. What are you guys into? What do you want the people to know about you? James, take it first.
The big welcome on the first day of school questions. Okay.
I know, right? I have to though, because this is the thing. You guys are here once, but I don't want it to be the last time. So I want them to know about you.
Bring us back.
Well, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in Baton Rouge all my life, but you know, New Orleans native. I'm a fashion merchandising and mass communication major.
Hello.
Hey.
You know, stimming in both. You know, we're striving to do big things. You know,
Flourishing beautifully.
Ego was a big step in towards my true goal was to have a magazine of my own one day, and you know that's getting my ball rolling. But like I said, I am a fashion major, so that played a huge part in assisting with the magazine. I have a lot of endeavors on my own.
Hello. Let's talk about it. We don't have to be modest. We don't.
Okay, well, I have
We love
some
black
endeavors on my
success.
own. I have a podcast of my own.
Let's talk about it. Hello.
We're still in a good formation process.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do have all of the background work done on my podcast.
I love it.
I have one episode out right now. So
Hey.
Where can we find you?
you can find me on YouTube and TikTok under Be Heard.
Okay.
Be Heard Podcast.
I love that name. So how did you come up with that?
It actually stemmed from an organization that I started in high school,
Let's talk
which
about
was
that.
a mental health organization for peers to have peer-to-peer intercessions to you know, speak about problems and things that they may face on a daily that aren't spoken about. So it gives everyone a chance to be heard in their own sense.
I love that. Opening up the floor for young students is always the best thing to do because, again, we're always trying to fit in. We're trying to move with the crowd. We're trying to find ourselves. So having those open opportunities to be able to express peer-to-peer, it's somewhat easier because you're looking at someone that understands you. They're coming from the same background, same age range. So you guys understand a little bit more, and I love hearing that. So, Miss Kennedy, what would you like to share with us?
Okay, so I'm from Beaumont, Texas, 409 Texas. We love that. I've been in Southern 4 years now. Started student media on accident. Love that I did though.
We love that.
You know, I was definitely just looking for work, study, didn't qualify. They said, well, what can you do? I said, I can write and I can edit. They said, okay, we know the place. I said, okay. Went there, started off as just a regular journalist, student journalist, moved up to feature editor, and now I'm EIC of Ego.
Hello.
Yeah, so we love that. And not only has it brought me opportunities within the office, but I have ventured out and I've worked with NBC, published articles. Make sure y'all tune in. NBC Sports, worked with ESPN. I've traveled a lot with different agencies. I have a lot coming up personally that I'm working with back home. We have a lot of athletes that come out of Beaumont, where I'm from. They do big things, you know, NFL, NBA, different things, WNBA. Alexis, who was just at LSU, now she's playing with the Globetrotters. So just to bring attention to Beaumont, because not really a lot of people know about Beaumont. So I'm definitely working on some stuff. Can't say too much, but when it comes out, I'll be back.
I love that. I love putting on for your area because, again, like, we all come from different parts of this world, and it's so beautiful to see us work together and create beautiful things. And since we're talking about create beautiful things, let's talk about the Ego magazine, spring 2024. If you missed it, I don't know how. Let's talk about how you cleared the whole thing.
We're
down.
out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys do not understand. This is a definition of hard work, and I want to know, how does that happen like this? Like, I feel like you guys pair it together. You guys work day in and day out to do this. You have to contact models and do all these things. How do you guys feel mentally in terms of working with different people, working with time stamps, time management, deadlines, all of these things? How do we keep ourselves calm during all of this? How do we calm us down?
I pray. Yeah, I pray. I talk to God. So I don't just pray, but we can have conversations, honestly. And through this process, I needed it. It was just a lot that went into this. It was a lot that happened before this issue, just different things. James stepped in and he got it. Like, James was not in this position at first. I think I contacted James. It might have been end of December, early January. So that shows like the timeline of when he stepped in and we got things done. So it was definitely, it was God's timing for this magazine.
Most definitely.
Throughout the whole process, it was just like, God's timing.
Right.
We're on the phone. God's timing. God's timing.
But you guys did amazing. And I want to ask you guys, since we're talking about God's timing, for those who don't know, how long does it usually take for you to curate this entire magazine from start to finish?
On estimate, you can say about a month and a half, maybe 2. We had a really rough deadline, so you have to meet those deadlines. You have to meet the deadlines pushed. We have articles that need to be written, photos that need to be taken, and about a month and a half, maybe 2. That really gives a good stretch of when articles are going to be submitted. Give everyone the time to do personal interviews. We have people going out on interviews and they have to be turned in, background scenes. It's a lot behind it, and that takes time.
For sure. And we see you two here today, but how many people on average do you say collaborated and helped with this masterpiece? Because I love, I know, but I love talking about, those who are in charge, but I love highlighting those who help behind the scenes. So I want to know, like, on average, if you could maybe estimate how many people.
It's kind of two-parter.
Yeah, so we have like the staff side, where we have our writers and the poems and everything. That's, honestly, our staff is really small, believe it or not, maybe like 8, maybe I'd say. I think it was probably 8. And then model-wise, it was maybe about 20 of them. I love them. I just want to shout them out real quick. They showed out. They did their thing. They were on time. They were. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them down.
They did a beautiful job. A beautiful, beautiful job. And before I pass it on to Jess, I just wanted to ask you guys one more thing. So you guys created this magazine, right? I want to ask you guys, what was the overall message that you were trying to convey in this issue specifically?
Okay, so I'm definitely all for Black people. So that was definitely my goal. My last magazine was definitely a Black person magazine. It was for you, for us, by us, all of that. But I also wanted to show people that even though like we have history here at Southern, we're still history. So we're still making history to this day. So I wanted us to know that we are history. We don't have to look past our generation to say that that's history, because we're history now. So that was definitely the theme. I also wanted everybody to be comfortable in their skin. So there was a lot of shoots, like where you showed the brown shoot, and we wore different shades of brown, because we're different shades of brown. Then we had the black shoot just to show Black empowerment. We had an orange shoot just to highlight the melanin, because I feel like that looks so good on melanated skin. So it was definitely all for Black.
And I feel like I want to express how we broke it down to the models.
Right.
We said, look down at your hand, and look at your neighbor's hand. You're a different shade, but you're still Black. You're still powerful. And we're trying to express that in this magazine. We want you to bring your Blackness, embrace it. And they did just that. With every single shoot. The brown shoot, bring out your brown. Bring any shade of brown. Just come out, do you, express yourself. We had so many different aesthetics and so many different vibes going on in every single shoot. And it really brought out every single aspect, especially the decades.
Yeah, decades was...
The decades really
came down. We have people on skates. Like, I wish every picture we have could be in a magazine. Unfortunately, we can't. But I'm trying to drop them on Instagram as soon as possible, like as much as possible.
Please, because we would love to see the gems.
I would. I will. I'm dropping some today, just letting y'all know. But yeah, we have people on skates, the afros, the barbershops. It just our culture, and we brought it to life, and just people having fun and being themselves. So that was definitely a big thing.
I love y'all. I was watching them take these pictures, so I seen them behind the scenes of everything. I was
there all the time,
y'all. I be in office all the time. And I'm the biggest fan of Ken James, so y'all, I love everything y'all do. But like, how do y'all come up with the thing? Like, is there a time span where y'all have to come up with a certain amount of things you have to pick through, or is it just like?
For the most part, it's really just a combination of your creativity.
Right.
You know, we sit, we talk, and we think about what do we want to create. What message do we want to deliver? This time it was around Black History Month, so we knew, let's go full out black. Let's actually bring some joy, some positivity, some highlighting to our community. And
yeah, just to piggyback off that, since it was Black History Month, I didn't want it to be the same old, and I didn't want it to be black and white. You know, history is not that long ago. You know, we think about it and we think about like Martin Luther King, Rosa. It wasn't that long ago. You know, it was just not even 100 years ago when things were happening. But because it's in black and white, we think it's so long ago, but it's really right here. And I also didn't want to focus on people everybody knows. Because so if you look through the magazine, you'll see like different people who you may not know or people you may not have heard of, just because history is everybody. It's not just those people who we talk about all the time.
Hello.
and definitely us now.
Yes.
We are still creating history. Every day that we go through is history.
Yes.
People are still doing things that are very impactful. People are still pushing, making moves, making marks. This is history.
Right.
This will be history
Definitely.
in the next Ego magazine.
Definitely. And people don't understand that. People that are incoming freshmen and things like that, they see you guys do these things and they're trying to figure out, how do I become the next James? How do I become the next Kennedy? How do I become the next whoever? Because they want to move in your position.
Right.
So it's so important that you guys put on and you guys keep representing. And I want to ask you guys, we talked about the highs, but let's talk about the lows. What were some of the challenges of producing this magazine? And be honest, it's okay. We keep it real raw and unfiltered around here.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. It's definitely lows. It's lows. It's gonna be a low with everything. It's life. It comes with life. I would say, for this issue, we ran into lows. Let's say with staff, maybe. Staff, not maybe staff.
Yeah, let's be real.
Let's just be honest. It was definitely timing issues, timing conflicts. You know, we understand that everybody has other things going on. We have other things going on ourselves. So we just ask for communication. We're very easy to talk to. We're very playful. We don't really, so if it's an issue, text me, call me. I do not answer calls, but text me maybe a few times. But if it's something just that serious, we just ask for communication. I feel like communication was our main issue within staff and different things. So we had to rely on maybe, like I said, it was 8 people. We relied on maybe 4, to where we was like, okay, well, can you do this, for us, and can you get another story in, because this one didn't come in.
Right.
So like we had a due date. I can't remember the due date of a story, and it was like, I'm looking, and it was midnight, and I had like 1 story. I'm like, okay, this again. And so, just seeing that, and it was like, all right, I know what I'm gonna have to do. I don't want to have to chime in and write stories, but I did rewrite stories, several of them. But then we found new writers as we went along who were like, we want to be a part of this too, and they stepped in. So shout out to y'all if y'all stepped in after Ego was done. Well, Ego was supposed to be done. Shout out to y'all. And then also, it's Southern. You're gonna have issues all the time.
Definitely. It's not even it's Southern. It's just it's life.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's life.
Right.
Life is not one of those things that we can predict. Life is not one of those things that we can control. Sometimes we have to do the best that we can, and we have to push through it. So we're gonna take a quick break, real quick. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We're back. Thank you so much for listening to that message. Make sure you guys follow Ego Magazine. Don't be left out. Don't be left behind, because they're moving forward. Okay? So, Jazz, what you had to say? I thought you had something to say.
I do. So, we want to know, where can people who want to join Ego Magazine find you guys?
Well, first you can find us on that Instagram.
Hello.
Yes, you are. You can find us on the Instagram. You can message one of us on our personal and share your interest, and we'll add you to the queue. We'll add you to the list. We'll show you who to contact. We can get you in the office and get you some stories.
Sounds good. Good. So, I don't want to graze over this. Are we not going to act like Ego Mag didn't win an award in New York?
We did.
Are we just going to skip over that? Like, we're not. So, let's talk about it.
Okay, it's our cover, and we won. Was it second? place best cover. Yeah, second place best
Why
cover.
are you so humble?
Like,
What?
They want second place. Y'all heard it here. Winning Apple Award-winning podcast.
Don't
Right.
let it go.
Look, don't play with the Office of Student Media, okay?
Right.
Because they sweep the floor again. But
We
what's
did.
new? What's new? We are the standard and we do this. And I just want to make sure that you guys voice your accomplishments because, again, people don't know if you don't tell them.
Right.
I'm telling you, all the stuff that we do in here is magical work and it doesn't happen overnight. This is hard work, this is dedication, this is people staying up late with homework, with a social life, with a whole nother job. Like, this is real stuff that we gotta acknowledge. So when we win these awards, it's not one of those things where it's just like, we did this last year. I mean, I love that we're used to succeeding around here.
Yeah, no.
But
every
at the
success is a win.
at the same point, we have to acknowledge these things because you guys work so hard, and I see it every day.
Right.
And I'm so glad that you guys came in here to talk to me. And I want to ask, when it comes down to modeling, because we have a lot of young ladies that looked at this magazine and they got inspired. How do you guys select your models, and who should they contact?
Before I answer that, I wanted to go back to the cover just really
Yes,
quickly.
please.
Milan, which is our cover model for this year, she did not know she was the cover.
Oh, congratulations.
So she found out yesterday, even though I dropped the cover on Instagram at like 12, she didn't see it. So her
would've
brother was
passed
like,
out.
your face is everywhere. And she was like, what do you mean? So then she walked in the union. It was great seeing her reaction. So I did want to say shout out to Milan, shout out to KT, the photographer. That was
Shout out to you guys because you guys don't understand. When you pick people out like that and you give them these opportunities, you are facilitating memories and opportunities that can take them to the next level.
Right.
So it's not just about, oh, this is my friend, I want her on the magazine. It's, I see something in you. I think that you will look great in this. I feel that you're confident and you guys are very creative. And I just want to ask, with these creative minds, this was the last thing I had. With these creative minds, do you guys ever suffer from burnout?
Yes, that was about what I was going to answer. It goes back to like two things that you asked. How do people join? Do we suffer from burnout and the process?
Yes.
It is a really tough process. It's a tough process, especially when you don't want to overload yourself. We had about maybe 50, 60, 70 models try out for the Eagle models, and that was a process. That was a real process. But I definitely want to encourage everyone, like, show your creativity. Step out, and I mean step out. You know, don't ask, should I do the extra move? Do it. Don't ask, should I show myself, or should I present myself a certain way at Pretty Miss They Do It. You know, step out of your comfort zone, be present, and like show up.
I love that.
When you show your creative side and when you show your capabilities, it's easier for people to spot you. They have something to see and they navigate towards that.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'll answer both of the last questions.
Yeah, I know I was hitting y'all with it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Burnout, yes. More so, Ego was more so of my escape from the burnout though. Although it was work, it was definitely fun work. I was surrounded by people with good energy, you know, good vibes. That's what I needed in my life at the time. Ego is definitely something that I needed right now. Just because of personal issues I have going on. So it's just like, I needed this. But yes, I do experience burnouts. Not often, but often, if that makes sense. And yeah, so you gotta find your outlet. And I feel like Ego is an outlet for me. It's a creative outlet. It's somewhere where I could harness my energy instead of focusing on other things that's going on. So for models, yes, you can definitely model. This one was such a quick turnaround. Our original release date that we were planning for was February 29th. We wanted this out at the end of February. We started January whenever school started back, maybe the week after that. So January 13th is when school started back. The week after that, that gave us approximately a month to get 20-something stories in, photo shoots. That we had 5 separate photo shoots. Then you had to get background. That was a month to get everything in.
That's what I'm saying. Every week it was a project.
It was
we were
here.
tight
You
on
know,
the
we're
deadline.
depending on everything. But yeah, you can definitely model. Now we're starting early. We do plan on starting for the next one like now. So that means if you're interested, reach out, let us know. That way we can plan for how many photo shoots, because not everybody can be in every photo shoot. So that way, if we have 60 models, we can use you and like disperse you in different ones. And we do let our models choose which photo shoots you want to do. For decades, we let you choose which decade you wanted. It wasn't really a you have to do this. No.
Yeah.
Now, some people were shy. I was. Okay, you got it. You know, like
Yeah, you
gonna do
can
it. That's what I
encourage
said. We even had a few male models, and we found some along the way. And they're like, okay, I don't know. I said, you got it. And it was just, you know, throwing them out there. But that's what you need. Sometimes you need that push to know that you have it and that you can do it. And it's really nothing to it. Like I said, we're a family. We're a vibe.
I love
Every
it.
time we had the music going, you know, the food afterwards. You know, it was
I love
a vibe.
it. It's a family affair overall, and that's why I love JAG-TALK, because again, I have the opportunity to invite you guys here and discuss. Of course, I see you guys every day, but it's not every day that everybody knows what you do. So it's very important that we have this discussion. And Ms. Jazz, do you have any other questions for them?
I just feel like if you have see the opportunity to be an ego, definitely do it. If you think you're a bad girl, go ahead and stand in front of that camera. Even the guys,
Definitely on the guys. We want guys.
Yes.
And I promise y'all, like, let us know and we'll work with you. We're not just like those people who just know this is what we're doing. You have an idea. Half of the pictures in the magazine came from one of the models who's like, let's do this. Or, hey, y'all, let's go over here. We're
Yes,
like,
it's
all right, let's do
creative.
it. Now it's that. So come with ideas too. Like, it's not, we will have a thing, but if we have to change because we like yours, that's what we'll do. Because it's all about working together.
I love the collaborative. Yeah, I just love it, love it, love it. So I want to ask you guys, do you have anything that you guys would love to leave on the mic before you go? I hate to say that.
You go first.
I just want to say just how grateful I am. I didn't get to publicly announce as much as I want to how grateful I am to Kennedy, first off, for accepting me and picking me as the new managing editor. And my heart goes out to Kennedy because, like I said, this is a big step into towards my actual career and my actual craft. So ego has pushed me, and ego will continue to push me. There's so many more issues of ego to come. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of joy. Like we said, it's a family effort. It's laughs and joy and looking and playing around every day on set of the photo shoot and in the office for writing stories and everything. It's just a big collaborative, fun family. And it gives me a look into what I'll be doing.
I love it. I love it.
This is my start. I am doing it.
We're making history,
That's so
baby.
beautiful.
We're making history, baby. But I'm just saying, that's why I was trying to tell you, like, you know, this is the stepping stone. Everybody is at their starting point. So we need to love on each other, support each other, because when we get all the way up there, I'm gonna be there talking about some. I knew James, I knew Kennedy. I'm gonna be sitting right here, and we're gonna play this interview right here. I was the first. I was the first to interview. I just want to say,
Because like you said with the burnout, I have creative burnout. I have a lot of things going on inside my mind, and I start on every single thing and get stuck.
But it's one break at a time, and that's how you got to do it. But Miss Kennedy, do you have anything you would like to leave for us?
Just want to say it's nowhere to go but up, you know.
Hello.
I started Ego as a managing editor. Now this is my second issue as EIC, and I see growth within myself. So I just want to take time and to just acknowledge that, you know, I did start and move up, and I'm so proud of everybody. I want to take time to acknowledge James. Y'all, I called him and I was like, look, this is what's going on. I need you. I trust you. He was like, okay. And I was like, no, your vibe, your aesthetic, I love it. I think we'll do great together. And so I really definitely want to say I'm just so proud of you. I can't wait to see what you're going to do. Even after I graduate, he got it. He goes in great hands. I was a little nervous, but he goes going to do great.
It's definitely going.
And I definitely want to take the time again just to thank the models. Like they experienced a lot. They experienced me, at my words when I was a little nervous. You know, I was like, it's okay, Ken. You know,
encouraging you, but that's how you do it.
So
you build a
just to
tribe.
build that with them, having, you know, I call them friends because they are my friends, and we're not gonna get into that, but they were there when I needed them. So yeah, and I thank you. I want to thank the office, just, you know, for believing in me, because I started in leadership, I would say, like, my second semester of freshman year. So just to believe in me from entering the office and from now to see that growth, I thank y'all for that. I see growth within myself.
Yes.
Confidence-wise, writing-wise, just creativity. It's so much that goes into it. I can't say a lot. Oh, thank you, God.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes, every time. That's who I think. Every time. Every time.
Because he's good all the time.
Amen. Talk about it.
But I just want to thank you guys for coming in and taking the time to discuss with me and Jasmine, because you guys work very hard. And again, JAG-TALK is always going to be an open platform for creatives, people who are out trying to get their hustle on, people who are trying to do the next thing. And I'm always open to having a conversation about it. And you guys were so ready and prepared to have a conversation. And again, congratulations on your award. And thank you so much.
Congratulations to you.
And to that, thank you. Thank you so much for first opening up this platform and also
Always.
accepting us onto the show. Thank you.
Always, always, always. We're going to go ahead and we're going to switch positions. Thank you guys so much
Thank you.
for participating. And we did a little seat switch. So I have Mr. Q and I have Jabari on the mic with me today. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
You guys are feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, so Q, you are new to the mic, correct?
Yes, I am.
So let's... Bro, so this is Q's first time on the mic. He just got with me this week and I threw him in the fire, so I'm trying to see what he got going on. So Q, where are you from? What is your major? And why did you join? Why do you feel so interested to talk to us today?
My name is Q. I'm from Texas. My major is psychology.
Hey, I'm a psych major too.
And the reason I feel interested is because when it comes to organizations like this that have podcasts, they have conversations that a lot of people either feel they're too scared to talk about or they feel they can't talk about it. So when you get the opportunity to have these conversations, it allows you to just get down to the situations you need to and express how you feel about it.
For sure. We're glad to have you, Jabari. This is your first time on the mic, so I want to know. Well, this is your second? Oh my gosh.
Me first off the whole.
Lord, you know what? My brain, I'm sorry, y'all. We've been doing after hours. We've been doing JAG-TALK. We've been doing Spring Fest. We've been doing homework. We've been doing class. We've been doing everything, so I'm sorry. But Jabari, I need to know hometown, your major, and why are we here? Like, why did you join JAG-TALK?
I'm Jabari
Hey.
from Denham Springs, Louisiana, majoring in political science. And I came here because this podcast seems like a very nice thing to do. It seems very lit.
It is lit. It is lit. I know that's right. And since we talking about lit, the blue and red lights are lit behind Diddy because he decided to make some decisions.
Did he or did he not?
Did he or did he not? Goodbye. So Jabari, I see you got a couple notes. Do you want to share a little bit about your thoughts on this situation that we have going on?
Okay, I guess I'll start things off. Well, this is not a very pretty situation here.
It's not.
I feel bad for Cassie over here. She's clearly been through a lot, and I don't blame her that it took her this long to speak out because of all the retribution.
Oh, really? So I want to know, how do you guys feel about him fleeing the scene and his son's being arrested while he is out wherever he is? Because I know his Miami and LA residents got kicked in and investigated and they got the sons and he's out and about. So how do you guys feel about that?
Me personally, I feel like unless they had a pact where they agree he finna flee and they can take the case as a grown man, not even as a man, but as a father, your children should not be taking the repercussions of something that you did, whether he did it or not. It's just a matter of you need to stand up and make sure that you handle it so your kids can at least feel safe.
It could have been one of them situations where it's like, man, I got too much to lose. You gonna take this charge from me? Like,
It's still like, that's your kids.
look, I'm just trying to give y'all all perspectives.
I get it, but it's also like, it's wild. Like, you went on a plane and posted a TikTok talking about
I'm sorry.
a boss man dealer. I was trying to dodge a scene. Like, getting a haircut. Like,
My son in jail and I'm getting a haircut.
on a plane and then not be on the plane. Crazy.
One thing's for certain, There's some very interesting stuff going on in that mansion.
In the mansion. Okay, let's talk about it. So what's going on in the mansion?
I don't know, sex trafficking.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, we haven't found this out just yet. But again, I just want to say that we have to be accountable at some point. We cannot do the things that we do and be on the run and be famous. It's just, it's not gonna work. So I feel like they're gonna get him.
They are, but
They are getting him.
Yeah, because the fans not gonna come if they don't got to know you.
Hello. And then it's like, how do y'all feel about, because I'm not gonna lie, like Carisha, they're saying that she was shipping cocaine on the plane for him. And I just want to figure out, that was the girl that he was dealing with. If you guys aren't aware, that's a rapper.
My city girl, not my Florida girl. No, she ain't do it.
I'm not charging it to Florida. I'm charging it to her. So yes, the city girl. I'm trying to see you guys' perspective on this, because I feel like as college students we're tested all the time, like with our friends, like, okay, if they're doing it, I'm gonna do it too, or if they're doing it may be okay. How do you guys feel about seeing your friends doing things that obviously don't make sense, and here we're breaking the law and we're joining in on the fun? Where do you guys stand in that?
I would not do that at all.
No?
I would stand on my beliefs of being right and doing the right thing, and try to convince them this is not a good path that you're going in, and it will go badly for you.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do like anything crazy if it's like, oh, I'm going to jail. But if it's something like fun to make an experience, I'm gonna join in. Well, at a respectable rate. Like if it's like, oh, we finna go, maybe not. I don't do this, Mom. I don't do this. But skip class to go, get food. I might just go.
I'm not gonna skip, but I might be late. Like before they got them kiosks in there, that Chick-fil-A line, I try to put all that together. That Chick-fil-A line, I was gonna risk it all behind that 2 o'clock. I was finna get my food. No cares given. But we're gonna take a quick U-turn since we talk. I don't want to keep talking about our downfalls. Let's talk about our highs. I want to know how you guys feel about this Beyonce album that dropped, because again, we know that Beyonce is not necessarily a country music artist, but she did this, and Mr. Texan over here is looking at the ground. So I want to know, how do you feel about this drop?
Okay. Other than like the main bops everybody know about, like everybody know from Beyonce, like if you name the top 10 hits by her that everybody know, that's one thing. But I've never really listened to any of her albums just all the way through. But for somebody to ask me about the album, and I was like, what album is that? And they played this ain't Texas. And I just look at them like, you thought that was funny? You thought that was a country song? It's not. And so it was.
She has 16 carriages. I mean, sound like Texas.
When I'm thinking of country music, I'm thinking like Luke Bryan, Rodney Akins, like.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. It sounds like she, like, don't get me wrong, she could be creative, but I think that she tried to be too creative.
Yeah.
Do you think this was like a tester, like just to see what? Because she's been in the industry where she has to like do. Oh, she was single at first. She was in a group, then she can't single, then she's married. You think it's like a tester to see if she can like, stay in a different area, like move in different.
Definitely, because that's like, when it comes to music, the eras, it definitely changes. Like we had the R&B, then you had the EDM where it was like an upbeat pop type of music. So I feel like she just experiencing what else she can do.
For sure. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't listen to country music. I'm from LA. That's it. Like that's just the line. But I'm not gonna lie. 16 Carriages and the song with Miley Cyrus was the two that I just keep hearing. So I listened to them. I really did enjoy those two specifically. But I think that Beyonce is in her creative state of her career. She's always been creative, but I think this time she's really just breaking sound barriers and trying things for herself. Because of course, country music is a genre. It's something she hasn't tried. Ballroom, she hasn't tried that. So that's what Renaissance was. So I think at this point, it's more of like, okay, I've done what I know I can do best. Let me challenge myself. Let me go see what else I can do. And of course, it may not be, like you said, some of those artists that are all the way up there in the country music. It may not be all the way up there, but you gotta start at the bottom for everything. So with that being said, maybe this wasn't the album for country for her, but this may not be the end.
That part.
So you never know. And Beyonce's very, very, very vigorous in figuring out what she gonna do next. And I really think that if she does drop another country album, it'll be better than this one for sure.
But if her music wasn't good, her outfits definitely was eating. Her Instagram, them outfits, I'm like, okay, I can't afford it, but I like this. I like this outfit.
They look very expensive.
They do.
Look, they are expensive, and I know that. I know that she got big money. But I do want to make sure that we wrap this up the right way. Unfortunately, we've had 2 Southern students pass away. We've had Miss Kai Walker and Caleb from the Human Jukebox pass away, and I just want to pay respects to them and their families because I know as students, we do not expect to come to these types of circumstances, and it can be very difficult as friends and family members of these people to move forward. And I do want you to know that JAG-TALK is here. We are always available to speak and talk, and we do support all of our students regardless of what they're going through and their families. And if you do need someone to talk to, we do have the counseling center available in the back, right next door to the Student Health Center, just in case. And there are free services and walk-ins available. But with that being said, we are going to wrap up this episode, and I do want to say thank you guys so much for joining me on the tail end, Jabari and Mr. Q and Jazz. Thank you so much. Is there anything you would like to leave on the mic before we go?
Stay safe and enjoy those festivities.
Hey.
Just make sure you continue to praise God, be safe, ask Him to watch over you tonight.
I know that's right.
So y'all know I'm part of 801 Street Talk.
Let's talk about
Make
it.
sure y'all go tune in on Instagram at SouthernU_OSM for any new updates. And Springfest has been a blast, so hopefully we'll be here again.
For sure. Thank you guys again for joining me. And yes, make sure that you guys pop out to the concert. I really enjoyed Springfest. Shout out to SGA. Shout out to JAB for planning this entire thing and been doing their Dougie. Shout out to the members of Ego that came in earlier because they put in all that hard work and we saw the product and they did the thing. Thank you guys so much for listening to Jag Talk, and I need you guys to keep up with us by following at SouthernU_OSM, and I am your host, Layla Simone.